Well, it's time once again for our morning meditation, and I'm Chaplain William Johnson. So glad to have the privilege of sharing with you once again. These morning meditations are meant to inspire and encourage you as you are going through your daily routines, your weekly routines, your monthly routines. All of us get weary, all of us grow tired, all of us need a little bit of mindfulness to remind us who we are in the midst of all the changing things that are happening around us. And today, we're glad to share once again for this morning meditation. For all of you who are with us, we want you always to remember what we say every time we share one of these messages, that you are loved, you are appreciated, and you are irreplaceable. There's no one like you in all the world, and we believe that God has placed you here for purpose and by design. And so while we're here, we might as well live our lives, these ones that we're given to the fullest, the best that we can, in loving and laughing and leaving a legacy for those to follow behind. Well, today's morning meditation is a follow-up from all the other conversations we've had over the last several weeks on this theme that I borrowed from Mark Nepo, entitled The One Life We're Given. Today's message, however, is entitled The Lion Inside. And I want to share briefly from a little bit of reading and a little thought. Some years ago, when I was a kid here growing up in this area, made my way downtown with family members to a theater in downtown St. Louis so that we could watch this wonderful, magnificent presentation movie that starred these very prominent personalities: Michael Jackson, Diana Ross, Ted Ross, and Nipsey Russell, among many, many others, like Richard Pryor, the late Richard Pryor, so many that have gone on before us that blessed us with a rendition of The Wizard of Oz. And that rendition was entitled The Wiz. It has all sorts of musical overtones, a storyline that we're familiar with Dorothy and Toto and the Tin Man and the Scarecrow and the Cowardly Lion. Well, in the middle of that wonderful story, that wonderful message, displayed for a different kind of group of people who would be consumers of the story, there you discover more about what's happening with the lion. The lion, like the Scarecrow, like the Tin Man, and like Dorothy, all have their problems as they're trying to work them out in the midst of this story. And like them, we too have our problems we have to work out in the midst of our own stories. Many of us, to look at us, might assume that we have all the things that we need together. We have our family life or our career life and all those other things that many might assume may make for success. However, there is something to be said about all of us that we're missing, perhaps missing just a little bit of something. And so in that story, you discover at some point the cowardly lion is struggling to gain his sense of himself. Had a few moments where he was proud of himself, only to have that followed up by the memory of his own failures once again displayed in real time. And there he's broken and he's lost his courage. And Dorothy has to sing him a song entitled Be a Lion to remind him of who he is. I wish I could sing it, but I can't. But she reminds him that he is called upon to be a lion. He has gone through so many things. He has proven himself to be exactly what he is, being a courageous lion. However, in his mind and in his spirit, he doesn't think himself that great. So I want to talk about the lion inside. And I think it would be beneficial for us to hear a little bit of Ralph Waldo Emerson that offers us these words. He says, "What lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us. What lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters in comparison to what lies within us." What I am offering and sharing with you is that it really doesn't matter as much where we've been, what failures, what struggles, what storyline, what narrative that we've had to lead us up to the moment that we're in. And it doesn't always matter what is before us, what the next step will be, or what the next storyline will be, or what people will say in the newspapers or on the tabloids or on the internet about us tomorrow. What really matters is what is inside of us and what we say about ourselves right now. Who are we? Who are you? Who are we as a nation? Who am I as an individual? Who am I as a chaplain? Who am I as a father? Who am I as a friend? How have I been to myself and to those who are around me? And most importantly, how do I represent myself to the one who created me and sent me to this place? To serve this one life I'm given and to live to the best of my ability. Well, I'm encouraged by Dorothy's message to the Cowardly Lion. She says to him, you're standing strong and tall. You're the bravest of them all. So just be a lion. You've had some moments in which you have not lived up to what you would be, but that doesn't take away from who you really are. There is a lion inside. And so in the movie The Lion King, I love these stories. You see, I love film and the arts in theater. There you see young Simba, for those of you who are familiar with that story, struggling with the loss of his father, Mufasa, only to have his father to appear in what seems to be a dream in the sky and to say to him, Simba, remember who you are. Remember who you are. And more importantly, he doesn't tell him to try to live up to something for tomorrow. And he doesn't try to remind him of his failures of yesterday. He says to him, Simba, you are more than what you have become. In other words, there is a right now moment in which others have to invest in us to tell us and remind us that we are more than what we have become. In other words, there's room for growth and there's room for doors to open and for the extraordinary to happen in our lives. So I'm encouraging you today. Let the lion inside out. Let the best part of you, the part of you that knows that there is another narrative to your story, write it now. You have the pen in your hand, which is your life, and the paper which God has given the opportunity to write down your new story and your new narrative. I know, sounds awfully great, but I am convinced that if you do it, no other narrative matters. And as Ralph Waldo Emerson reminds us, it really doesn't matter what happened before, nor what's going to happen next down the road. What really matters is what you tell yourself right now inside. Who are you? Be a lion. Have a great day and have a great week. I hope this morning meditation blesses you and encourages you along the way. Thanks so much. Keep praying, keep your head lifted up, know that you're worthy and you are cherished and loved.